Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Dragon Tarot cards. So we've been getting a lot of fives lately. Yesterday was the Five of Pentacles. Today we have the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. Major change and transformation happening here. I feel like there's some sorrow related to this. We were talking about this. Funny enough, Deborah Silverman, what she put for her for the 29th, 30th, and 31st with double Gemini in the sky, where she said this, with the new moon, it's a time to do inner healing. It's a time to journal, and that's exactly what Spirit had shared with me for the Mercury forecast and projections. And I find it beautiful that, we always want to work on the outside, but we forget about the inside. And it's a good reminder of this reflection time. Anytime we talk about, after the full moon, energy has, disappeared in the sky, which is 3 days usually after. And this time of reflection happens. What happened in this cycle? What are we grateful for? As we head to the new moon, it's a great time to sit there and do your manifestations. And the first thing I always say, I recommend personally, is to list every single thing that you're grateful for, that has come to pass that you have manifested before. There's things that I manifested way before, like maybe even years ago, that have happened, and it's just like, I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I cannot thank God enough for what He's brought into our life. So we have unhappiness, dissatisfaction, cast a shadow over your relationships. I feel like, especially with the Five of Swords there, is it the way we're speaking to people, we still have Mercury, it will go direct on the 3rd. It's also the day of the Dragon Festival. So we have a lot of celebrations coming in the sky. We're going into this happy energy. Dwelling too much upon the past will make the situation worse. What you need is a renewal of vision, and it will come if you are patient. But in the meantime, reassess, resist laying the blame for this situation on those around you. The problem lies within. I don't feel like it's so much a problem. When we think about the Five of Cups, I don't feel like it's not like you're not concentrating on what you have in your life. I just feel like, especially with our circumstance, certain times of the year really bring it up to the surface. You know what I mean? And I feel like anyone that has gone through this kind of journey or has a bereavement in their life knows that certain holidays was their favorite holiday brings it up. Certain times of the year bring it up. With my kids, it's this time of the year, Father's Day, birthdays, because we always, did this big celebration that was like, the boys' birthdays are only, maybe, geez, 34 days apart, 38 days apart, if that. You know what I mean? So it's just like we would decorate the whole house, and, they would always celebrate their birthdays together. We would have a party, So it's just like that time it just hits home for them. So anyone that has gone through that can understand. Christmas was Shane's favorite holiday, so it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like that, those things, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they're talking about here. I don't feel like we're blaming people for this situation. I just feel like, it's feeling these feelings, and I feel like that's where journaling and purging those feelings is important. And that's something that I touched on with the the new moon forecast was, that purging. So we're getting the light of the full moon that will take place in June. So this beautiful, glorious moon power will be back. Imagination, mystery, dilemma, danger, illusion. I feel like with the full moon, though, it's just like, grounding ourselves, because it's again, adjusting our boundaries. It's calling back in our tribe. You know what I mean? When we talk, I always say, like, when I see like the full moon card, I know it's dogs, but for me, it's like wolves. It's like the wolf moon that's in January, where they call back in their tribe, and it's just like, reconnecting. And we were talking about that reconnection last week, and it's just like reconnecting as a family or friends or whatever the situation is. And it's just like, establishing that again. Maybe you did go through a period of isolation, and I feel like it's like, You know, surround yourself with people that you can trust. You know, purge your feelings, let it out. Holding it in ain't going to make it any better. A choice needs to be made that could determine your happiness for a long time ahead. You need to be guided by intuition and feelings when making this choice. But at the same time, there is a real danger of delusion, of being misled by wishful thinking, or by someone whose judgment you trust. Sometimes this times like this are true tests of character of and your grasp on reality, where people try to pretend to be something they're not. You know, I feel like there's an opportunity coming here. Kind of what retrograde, I feel like in the positive way, is about, where we're getting a second chance at a situation. And it's like, have a grasp on reality. Like, you know who these people are. So it's like, make the best decision for yourself and not for others. So we have the Hangman changing our perspective. You know, we always highlight the crown chakra, but it looks like with this dragon, if you see it wrapping around, his tongue is right here. It looks like a hand, and it looks like it's going for his throat. So I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like they're saying change your perspective before it's too late, I feel like, in a sense. Beware of pointless wasting time, selfishness, and half-hearted sacrifice that achieves nothing. You know, when we talk about that, today's Memorial Day. You know, when we think about this day, it's like, think about all those people that have sat there and selflessly sat there and said, I'm going to sit there and put my life on the line and not know what's going to happen to me, and fight for my country, fight for the people that live here, fight for their freedoms. Those families that sacrifice having their loved one gone, you know, very Five of Cups, and it's just like, you have no idea what's going to happen. They did that for us. And it's like, we abuse those rights and freedoms every single day. And it's like, there are people in positions that should really take that to heart, that are lucky enough, that some of them, you know, that have never had that, to taste that fear in themselves. What it really is to feel like to be on the front line of all that and sacrifice everything. You know, look how they treated our frontline workers. Just because they didn't agree with their politics, they ended up losing their jobs, their livelihood. You need to find new ways of dealing with events. Dealing with events. We're talking about loss. So, you know, it's like we have to reinvent this. This card may also warn of accidents, danger, and loss with no harm to none. So it's just like, I feel like when we're talking about new ways of dealing with things, how we speak to each other, it's like, yeah, how could we deal, what would be different? How can we deal this in a way that would resonate? Because what resonates with me may not resonate with someone else. So it's like, we have to recalibrate, and I feel like that's why they're changing our perspective. Remember, whatever fails to break you only makes you stronger. So I feel like they're saying, like, you know, I feel like that's why they were saying compassion. Because it's like, again, what worked for you may not work for someone else. So it's like, how we really need to listen here and figure that out. What can we do that would resonate with this person? So the Seven of Cups in reverse. The warnings attached on the upright seven are here more than double. Daydreaming and the danger of becoming delusion. If you do not seriously pay attention to reality, there are very real difficulties ahead. I feel like the reality of the situation. You know, a lot of us live in this delusional world, X, Y, and Z. And I feel like it's like, you know, we got to come down to reality. There's nothing wrong with manifestation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about sitting there and thinking. I feel like with karmic debt, I feel like is what it is. If we do certain things that go against who we are, you know, they were talking about our destiny. They were talking about our core values, how it wouldn't affect us in the future. And I feel like that's what it's about. It's like, how, you know, our actions will have bearing in the future. So hope, rebirth, inspiration, truth. So I feel like in this time, I feel like our guardian angels are here to protect us. You know, when we talk about the star Aquarius energy, our higher levels of thinking, we also got that with the moon card. And I feel like it's like, following our intuition. What is spirit telling us? And again, I feel like whatever the situation is, I feel like you're helping in a situation, assisting in a situation. I feel like it's like they're telling you to, they're saying get your head out of your butt and realize what worked for you in a certain situation will not work for everyone else, because we're all snowflakes. We're all different. We're not all made the same. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like how they have these cookie cutter plans that, one size fits all. And it's just like all of us are different. Just like, school. They think everybody learns the same. They think everybody's going to be the same, X, Y, and Z. But it's not always true. You have people that are exponential, that are above the learning curve. You have some people that are late bloomers. And then you have some people that have, intellectual disabilities and whatever the situation is. So, right there's 3 different scenarios. So it's just like we cannot sit there and have one plan for 3 different scenarios right there. Like the return of spring after winter, the star signals rebirth in all of the aspects of your life and the relaxing of restraints. After an illness, the star card indicates that the return of health. After a period of frustration in relationships or work, it promises the return of joy and the blooming of new partnerships. This is a good time to begin a new venture and also travel. I feel like where Spirit was talking about yesterday is like, getting that rest and rejuvenation. You know what I mean? Go, 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 go. Yeah, okay, fine. You know what I mean? We can go, 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 go. But at the same time, it's like you cannot sit there and go, 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 go all the time. You got to sit there and rest. Universe has a funny way of forcing it on you. So I feel like hear the knockings, listen to your body, listen to universe. It's time to take a step back and relax. So we have the 5 of Swords as our last card. So here we go, like, with Mercury, it's like, maybe we weren't speaking the best way. Maybe we were speaking in a foul way. And it's like, we got to fix that. I have a tendency when I'm exhausted, I get really short. I'm just like, I just want to sleep. I just like, let me sleep. Let me sleep and I'll feel better after I wake up. Like when I'm to the point, it's just like, just let me sleep and I'll feel refreshed in the morning. It's like, leave me alone. Destruction, waste, loss threatens to determine your spirit. But do bear in mind that there are only temporary. You may justly be feeling bad, but be aware of getting caught up in the negative spiral. So I know in my situation, I felt a certain way. You know what I mean? And I know it wasn't my bearing, it wasn't my doing, but you still can't help that way. You know what I mean? Maybe if you made different choices, X, Y, and Z. It's like that's where you can't live in the past. It's okay to feel those feelings, but it's like you got to still get up and put one foot in front of the other. We can't live in that energy. You know what I mean? Because like they were saying, the reality of the situation, we live in that negativity 24/7, 365. It's going to take us out. It's fine to go through, spits and spats where certain things trigger us and we feel certain ways. Fine. We need to purge those feelings. You know what I mean? But this is not something that we got to live with the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? It comes here and there. But it's like, how do we move forward? And I feel like that's the most important. How do we move forward? What's the game plan here? How are we going to move forward so that way this doesn't take over the rest of our life? Or sit there and it's like, okay, enough of that sadness. Let's watch something funny. You know what I mean? Let's watch something that cheers us up. Let's watch something that puts a smile on our face. Maybe it's comedy. With me, when this whole journey started, we were packing up the house, getting ready to move. And it's like, I watched shows that made me laugh. Wendy Williams is one of those shows that just took my mind off of everything. For that 1 hour a day, it was just like, I just was able just to forget everything that was going on and, ground myself and then go back at it. You know what I mean? So I feel like when I've told this to someone that was going through it, and I tell that to a lot of them. It's just like, watch something that makes you laugh, that puts a smile on your face, that so you can just forget about whatever is going on and just, just turn off your mind for a second. The conditions will pass and you will achieve your goals if you learn the lessons from the current setback and apply them to the next time around. So I had a feeling, with that next time around, I pray to God that I don't have to deal with it again, but it's just like, as with my situation, Ally showed up for me. I feel like in that sense that I pay it forward, that if it happens with someone else, that I will pay it forward and be there for them. You know what I mean? And not just them, I'm always there for them, but pay it forward and be there for, if one of my other girlfriends or something goes through it. So it's just like, that's what I'm talking about, paying it forward. Being there for them, for someone else. Maybe you become friends with someone else or whatever the situation is, and be there for them, because now how, surrounding people with love when they're low. That's what circles are all about. When we talk about our, soul tribe, and we talk about, circle of friends, it's like, who are the ones that surround you and comfort you and protect you until you're able to stand on your feet again? Those are the people you surround yourself with. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's moving in a positive direction. How does that make us whole again? And I feel like you will find that you're a lot further ahead than you thought. But I feel like, again, with the Hangman, I feel like they're saying you got to change your perspective. Monday and Tuesday's card was last week. We're talking about compassion. So not only the compassion we show for this person, but also the compassion we show for ourselves. And I feel like that's why Spirit is saying you need to rest and rejuvenate. You need to sit there and kick up your feet and just relax. We can't do everything. As much as I like to do everything and anything and solve problems at X, Y, and Z, I know I can't do everything. You know what I mean? It's just like, I try to do the best I can for everybody. You know what I mean? I feel guilty when I can't do certain things, but it's just like, at the end of the day, we're only human. We can only do so. There's only so many hours in the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. So, a beginning of a month, a beginning of cycle of the moon. Great time to do manifestations. They were talking about sage, change the energy in the home. So if these are things that resonate with you, bring it into your home. Bring that positivity in. You know what I mean? Do things that lighten the energy. Get yourself outside in nature. Put your feet in the grass. Sit there and ground yourself. Meditation, but definitely get yourself outside. That nighttime you can meditate, but get yourself out there in the sunshine and enjoy it while it's out there. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.